All right, here's when I first started taking steroids. And this is the first time I had ever touched stuff. This was back when I was 21 years old. I was about in 2019. I was at University of New Hampshire. I was a junior, and I was in a fraternity. I was in Theta Chi fraternity at UNH. It was my second year living in the house as a junior. And if you guys have ever been in a fraternity before, you guys know the deal. It's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 times a week. You are just having fucking ragers at your house. You have just lots of people over, fucking girls and everything. You're getting blackout drunk. You're drinking like a fucking fish, and it's just complete fucking degeneracy. But yeah, but like at the time, I was a lot younger, so I was really living that kind of like, social party lifestyle. And a lot of people will tell you like, don't do that when you're younger, like, focus on making money, blah blah blah. It's like, come on, like when you're that young, just like have fun. Like I had some of the best times of my life doing that shit back then. But back to the topic of the video. So when I before I hopped on gear, I built a very good physique naturally. I had a very good natural physique. I had abs going, I had a very good frame, good level of muscle mass for natural. I was squatting 405. I was deadlifting 500. I was benching in the mid twos. And what I decided was the physique that I wanted in my head as a goal was not attainable naturally. And at the time, to be completely honest, the reason why I was working out was just to look better for, when I would go out and party. Just to look better for girls, for look better for fucking whatever random people that didn't give a shit about me back then. And, the whole lifestyle I was living was a very vain lifestyle. And I wanted to enhance that by taking gear. So what I did was this is all I could afford at the time. I took 250 milligrams of testosterone. So I bought a couple vials from this weird, underground source, sketchy underground source off Instagram. And to be, completely honest, just looking back, it was probably just underdosed fucking garbage made in a bathtub or whatever. But that was all I could afford at the time. So I took that. It was just 2 shots a week. And I weighed 160 pounds at the time before I went on. And what ended up happening was when I went on that cycle, I just kind of recompositioned at that same weight. So I stayed at 160, but I got leaner, I got harder, stronger. And to be completely honest, if you're drinking, getting fucking blackout drunk 3 times a week, you're not making so much bodybuilding progress. Like about, 160 pounds is about all I could really maintain at the time doing that. So I was skipping meals on the weekends. I was getting hammered. My recovery was probably shit. You know, not taking my workouts as seriously as I'm doing now. But yeah, so the so I ordered all my stuff, right? So I just got it through the mail, it got sent to the house and everything. And I had it ready. So I had the syringes, I had the vials, I had the alcohol swabs, I had my emergency aromatase inhibitors in case I ran into estrogen side effects. So I had everything prepared. I think I even bought some like orals that I never even used, but I had everything prepared. And I invited some of my bodybuilding friends to one of our parties, and I remember it was like a Saturday night. I was fucking hammered, and I I took my friends back to my room, and I showed them all my stuff. And I remember, this is absolutely fucking stupid looking back on it, but I let my friend pin me while I was fucking hammered for the first time. And when you make that decision, it's like you have to commit to it. Like once you take your first shot, it's like it's game over. You're staying on for life. So I let him do that when I was fucking hammered, not even really realizing what was going on. And then I wake up the next day and I'm no longer natural. And that was really how that went. Now, so the reason I decided to hop on gear, like I said before, was completely because of vanity purposes. I wanted to look good for other people. I wanted to look good for girls. I wanted to prove to other people that I wasn't who I was when I first started. And, I was a really skinny kid, I had low self-esteem and everything. So there's definitely some insecurities going on there. Now, the reason I take gear now is completely different. Now I'm actually using it to, enhance my bodybuilding, to make myself train harder, to grow my physique into something, to actually turn myself into the absolute best version of myself. So it's more of an intrinsic reason versus before it was a really kind of vain, just superficial reason why I was using gear. And, looking back, honestly, I wish I waited. I don't regret anything, but it's like I wish I waited until I was a little bit more locked in with my training and my diet and everything. And I wish I was using it more for the right reasons. But that being said, again, it's like taking testosterone, fucking one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I wish I waited a little bit, but again, it's like I don't regret a goddamn thing. Um, and yeah, I mean, that's the story of me hopping on gear for the first time. If it's, I don't know if it's too relatable for a lot of people. I'm sure the reason you guys were, if you are using gear, I'm sure it's a similar kind of reason where it's like, you started first with vanity and then you kind of realize, okay, now I actually need this to progress in my bodybuilding. But yeah, that's about it.